Hi everyone. I hope everyone is having a blessed Yule or a very Merry Christmas Eve. We've had a request for a Christmas Eve, Christmas Day reading. Uh, I didn't think I would get any more requests for Mr. Sands, but we have. I'm checking out to see if anything has changed. Since the last time we talked, I've had eye surgery, so that's why no videos have been done. And I ended up swapping one eye vision for the other, which is okay. So, and then I've had emails sent that they want it read live, I'm assuming. I will not be giving out their names, and I will have a cover over the back of the emails so that the printing doesn't bleed through. But as you can see, we have them. So I will put them right here where we'll set them up here where they won't be in the way and everything. So we're going to begin with finding out which way is yes, and which way is no. Very good. I like this pendulum the most. She's been through a lot of my readings, unless we needed something new. But they've all been on wash down and everything to keep them safe. So, our first question tonight will be, is Mr. Sands still doing okay? And our answer is yes. Thank you. Is Mr. Sands still in hiding? And that is a yes. Has Mr. Sands possibly changed the way he looks? And that is a definite yes. Thank you. Has Mr. Sands been back to the United States since January 13th of 2022? That is a no. Okay, thank you. Have there been any memorial services for Mr. Sands by the family? No answer. So I'm assuming maybe they haven't done any services. Do they plan on having any type of memorial service for him? And the answer is no. And I had someone ask about this question and this incident. Has the bear on Mount Baldy that attacked and killed a man, has that bear ever been found? No. So whoever sent me that email, no, that bear is still on. Still on the run. Hasn't been found. Hasn't been put down. So I still think it's kind of funny that they couldn't find this bear. And whatever else they want to call it. But they didn't find it. And as you can see, Mr. Sands is still in what we think in hiding. He's left this country. He has not been back to the United States. And it will be 2 years, January, and still no type of memorial service for him, which is rather odd. We don't hear much from the hikers who supposedly found his remains. We don't hear anything from the sheriff's department. We don't hear anything. It's just as if what happened January 13th of 2002 never actually happened. So that's a little weird. We've not heard from any hikers or people on the search team. We've not heard it from anybody else on that were on the mountain that day. We've not heard anything from people who supposedly saw Mr. Sands that day going up the mountain. So everything is still kind of strange. We don't know what caused this type of behavior, but in a minute I'm going to read you some of the very strange emails that I have received. I don't feel that they're strange, but other people might think that they are strange. So we'll start with this one. Everybody knows who I am, so I'm not going to give my name. It says that her and her husband were over in Spain when they came upon a man very similar to Julian Sands. She tried to, I guess, not look very obvious, but the hair color was darker, and she couldn't tell if he had contacts in or not. And this young man or elderly man, or whoever this man was, she said had his accent and his smile, and they talked for a while. I guess they were in Spain for a second honeymoon, is what I'm understanding. But she feels that this could possibly be him. Well, it could possibly be him. She goes by the name of Starlight. So, if you did take pictures or you did speak with this man and you could possibly think that it's him, I wouldn't let too many people know that. I guess people like us are kooks. So I would say there might be a chance, since my readings that my ladies and I have been doing and keeping tabs on have stated that he did go overseas, that he's been to Kent and Yorkshire, Spain, Italy. He's been kind of tracked to the Shelley house. So there is a possibility that, yes, you know, this could have been who you thought it was. Okay, this young lady goes by the name of Ramona. I hope that's not her real name. She said she went on a group tour to the Shelley house, which we just talked about. There seemed to be a man doing tours. I don't know if they do tours. They might. If anybody knows that, they can send me an email to confirm that. That would be appreciated. When they came upon a man who resembled Mr. Sands, his hair was quite long, probably a little bit past the shoulders, dark, and he seemed to have a beard and a mustache, and he wore dark-rimmed glasses. He did have an English accent, but he was taking people on tours of this house. I do know that the Shelley house, if I remember correctly, was doing something to raise money to keep the house open. So maybe this is true. And as I said, if you can confirm the tours, please email me and let me know. She said the gentleman was very polite. When she shook his hand, she felt as if she knew the guy. It was a very familiar feeling. She believes, and so does her group, that this gentleman could possibly be Mr. Sands, the actor. Okay. Like I told the other one before, Ramona, please try to keep that kind of information to yourself. Hopefully you didn't give me your real name. I'm not good at that stuff. So I don't see anything else of importance. So we'll flip over. Some of these I hand wrote. So if I look like I'm stupid, I'm sorry. Sometimes I can't read my own writing. This is from a young lady. Her and her sister went to Italy, where they were on vacation for 2 weeks. This was back during the summer. She said it was very crowded. Lots of things were going on. She too ran across a man who resembled Mr. Sands. The only thing that kind of threw her off was the eye color. She said this man had the darker hair, beard, mustache, but his eyes were green. Well, that could be because of contacts. So contacts are easy to get in different colors. She said he was just walking around with a few other men. They were kind of like they were sightseeing. She didn't get a chance to take any photos. But she's almost positive that is who she's seen or saw. Okay. She followed my rules and she did not leave a name. That's a good thing. like I said, try not to let people know what you're seeing and all of that and everything. We don't want people to come knocking at your door, I guess. This is from a lady who said her and her family went on vacation, and they had gone to Spain. I guess they did like a small hopping from place to place type vacation. She was with her husband, her mom and dad, and the children. They also made a trip to the Shelley house. She said she'd always been fascinated with the house since the movie that Julian Sands made there, and she wanted to see it. She too states that they were doing tours. I thought it had been turned into a library of some kind. I'm almost positive that's what I heard. But anyway, she goes on to say that it was a beautiful place. There were loads of people there. They had a very good time. She looked to see if by chance she could catch a glance or a glimpse of the actor. She's not sure if what she saw was the actor, but she states that you are not going to change her mind that it didn't, that it wasn't him. She has watched Julian Sands for years. She has seen almost all of his movies, except for the new one that came out, and she definitely thinks it was him. But he seemed to be with a woman and another man. So she's not sure if that is a new girlfriend or if that is the wife of the other man or something. But she definitely says she's not going to change what she believes. Once again, she followed directions and she did not leave a name, which I'm glad. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This young lady, she goes by the name of Reindeer. Well, that's a pretty good name. She says she lives over there. She lives in Italy. Now, I had to translate some of this, so if it doesn't quite make sense, that's the reason why. And she says she see him all the time, that he does not live in Italy, but he comes there to visit a small island right off one of the coasts of Italy. And from what I understand, the island that they're talking about is an island of older witches or something to that line, where they live there. It's where they practice their stuff, and then they pass it off to someone. If they have no one to pass it off to, then they just put their hands over a clay pot, and they direct their magic and stuff to go into that pot until the right person comes around. But I see him come and go from there a lot. Usually in the nighttime hours. He is very nice, but we don't make a fuss, I hope that word was fuss, over him, because we know he wants his privacy. She also states that should she actually get a picture of him, would I like for her to send it to me? No, I do not want that evidence or anything like that on my computer, because as I say, I try to delete all my emails when I get them after I've read them, and I just don't feel comfortable with those. So I think we have one more. And please don't tell my husband that I used his photograph paper. Okay. This one, okay, no name. This one was written in, of August of 2024. This person states, it doesn't say if she's male or female or he, that they too were on vacation and were not far from the Shelley house. I need to do some more research on this Shelley house. There were tour groups going on. People were walking around. She said he says it's a very beautiful area, and that they had witnessed seeing Mr. Sands. Once again with the dark hair, beard, mustache. They're not saying how long the hair is, how dark the hair is. They're just giving, vague details, which is a good idea. They can't be sure of the eye color. They didn't get that close, even though she or he felt a very strange presence while Mr. Sands was there. Okay, so I'm going to assume that this is a woman. And something about the vibrations that were coming from that direction off of that person gave her a feeling of comfort and relief, knowing that this could possibly be him. So, yeah, like the rest of us, that's all with the emails for right now. Like most of us, we have a hard time believing what happened on that mountain due to the fact that we haven't gotten any, really good confirmations. We've had way too many clickbait photos, as we had said in one other video. Way too many stories. Things just didn't add up. No funeral services, no nothing. So yeah, it is a little strange that we're not hearing more. We do know that the ex-Mrs. Sands is put out her second or third book. which does contain parts in it about Mr. Sands. We've heard nothing from the woman he's married to now, or was married to, or however you want to put that. And it's been dead silence. We've not heard from his son or any of his daughters or anything like that. We've not heard from his acting friends. We've not heard anything different on what had happened on that mountain. We have confirmed that, yes, there was a snowstorm that day, but there was no avalanche, no nothing. So, I mean, that was news given to us back in August or September of this year, that they found none of that. They find it kind of weird that the weather hasn't been the same since that particular year and month. They don't see much of anything when it comes to the weather patterns that they supposedly had in 2023 or 2022, whatever it was. I think it was 2023. And so it still makes us wonder and, wondering what was running through his mind, what was the actual plan, did he even go up as far as they say? We already know that things for the body being found, nothing in that aspect made sense. Nothing at all. So, with that being said, he was never classified as a missing person. He wasn't classified as a deceased person through their records. When we tracked him that day, he was there from January 13th until February 4th, when I did my reading, when they had said that they had rescued somebody, and then I did my reading on the 4th later that evening, and the pendulum was telling me that he was not on that mountain. We were able to track, with the help of this particular pendulum, a route to Mount Sinai Hospital there in Los Angeles, where he stayed for quite a while. And then the next thing we knew, that he was no longer in the United States. We tracked every possible thing that we could find, and it led us back to, I guess, I'm not sure if it's a family house or if it's him and his wife's home or what, in Kent. It's a farm. We managed to track him there, and then, the tracking was all over the place, but the tracking never changed. It told us that he wasn't in the United States, he wasn't at his farm in Kent, that he was somewhere overseas, that he had been to the Shelley house for a brief moment, that wherever it was he landed was under the cover of night. And people say, well, people just don't disappear like that. Yeah, they do. If they want to not be seen or heard from, they can disappear in the blink of an eye. It's called cosmetic surgery, masks, hair weaves, contacts, eating more, exercising more, building up more fat, more muscle, reconstructive surgery to change the facial, and stuff. You might see some traces maybe in the eyes or a hairline or something, unless, hair implants are put in. But yeah, it can be done. If there was something going on and he didn't want to be found, that's the way you would do it. You would leave under the cover of night. You don't contact people. I stay in touch with one of his friends who is an actor. He's a wonderful man. And I'm not going to push this man for any information because I respect him too much. He's a beautiful person inside. I watched some of the movies that he, came out after he passed or disappeared. The Pied Piper actually had me a little spooked, and I started watching a lot more of his movies, going back and seeing, what could be in those movies. Just like with Rose Red, I specifically watched the part where him and that girl were running, and then he just disappears. But when you see him again, it doesn't look like the man that we know. It was a total theatrical makeover when I saw The Ghosts of Monday. And what happened in that movie, it made me wonder, could that have been some kind of a message? And when I watched The Pied Piper, that literally scared me, because it was as if he totally changed in the ending of that movie. He just totally changed before he died in that part. The Phantom of the Opera, totally that way. I'm still looking for The Last Breath, where, the students and him go down in the shark attack. But that movie is very hard to find, and I don't know if it's been pulled or if it's just not made it to the United States yet. I would really like to see what is in this movie that came out in, 2024? Yeah, came out in 2024. And there's supposed to be 2 more movies coming out in 2025 and 2026. These movies coming out are not making sense to me. If he supposedly died, which you're not going to make me believe that come hell or high water, how are these movies coming out? In one of the movies, he plays a dead man playing a dead man playing a dead man's part. How is that even possible? I'll just have to find the movies. I'm pretty sure as soon as they announce them, and figure it out. I do believe that there's a message in some of those movies, like Warlock, Unboxing Helena, The Ghosts of Monday, Rose Red. I truly believe there's messages in there for us. In those messages, we just have to figure out what he's trying to tell us. If he's going to this little island that I've heard about where these so-called women live and stuff, could he be experiencing something that none of us knew about, that maybe he was trying to tell us in the movie Warlock? So, those are things that we don't know. But I wanted to ask a few extra questions. The emails that I received and read, are they as true as they can be? Yes. Okay, thank you. Are these people actually seeing Mr. Sands? And it's a yes and a possibly. Because they say every person has a twin, so you never know. Do you think we will ever hear from Mr. Sands again? Let's see, let me put it a different way. The Mr. Sands that we know, will we ever see that man again? And that's a no. It's a weak no, but it's a no. Um, is the family, could they possibly be having second thoughts about him and the death on Mount Baldy? Okay, that's a yes. Is it possible that maybe they think that they too think he is still alive? And that's a yes. So that would explain why we've not heard from them. They're just laying low. So maybe they know something that they're afraid to put out there. But either way, I don't think we will actually know why, the honest truth, why he left, why or what happened on that particular day, why the family has been so silent. No services, no nothing. These movies coming out, sooner or later somebody has to give us a reason why these movies keep coming out. I mean, did he make that many movies and then they're just putting them out year when they feel that they should put them out? So it is a little bit confusing. To a lot of people, it is very confusing. To me, I'm going to stick with what my girl tells me, and her her answers have never, in 2.5 years, have they changed. Almost 3 years. Her answers have never faltered. They've never changed. She gives me the same answers. The same answers every time. So I know this is, the Yuletime season, the Christmas season, and whatever other holiday that is celebrated during this year. Next week will be a whole new year. It'll be 2025. Hopefully things will go much better for everybody. Let me see. Is this the right box? I think it is. At least I hope it is. Oh, these firecrackers get so bad. Makes the dog sick. Let me see if this is the right deck. Nope, this is not the right deck. So, let's see what we have to look forward to in the coming year. Let's see. I've got so many decks of these. Okay. This is it. Gold foil. And of course, I can't do things the easy way. But, you know, as I've said, you know, if you have something, you know, a story that you've seen or anything, and or if you've been on vacation there and you've seen something that didn't quite set with you, please feel free to email me. My email is on my YouTube channel. So, wrong ones again. Okay. Well, if this isn't the set, then I don't know where that set's at. I use certain sets for certain things. Hopefully this is the right one. Oh, I just need one to see. Oh, another coin. It's the right set. So, put my girl over here. This over there. Okay. Okay. I shuffle these and move them around at least twice a week, once a week. It depends on my mood. So we're just going to draw a card. Let's put this over here. Maybe I'll let the... Do you think you can pick me out a card? Okay. So, just let me know when you want me to stop. Okay, right in there. So, okay. Okay. 5 cards, that's unusual. Okay. This card, sweetie. This card. This card. This card. This card. Okay. the number 5 card. Okay. And so it is the hermaphrodite. Let me make sure I read that. Hierophant. Okay. And it was in her reversed position, which means it was, sorry, it was upside down. So in the reversed, it is personal beliefs, freedom, going against life's grain, unconventional foolish, generosity, frailty, unorthodox, I'm sorry, that's too funny, unorthodox hypocrisy, blind faith, and misconception. She is the earth sign and Taurus. Let's see. She is the number 5 card, as I said. And she is the energy of the unexpected. And sometimes it can be a maybe. So, in the reverse, it's freedom, going against the grain, unconventional foolishness, being, generosity, frailty, unorthodox hypocrisy, blind faith, and misconception, which to me means, people, we need to stop hating each other. We need to stop screaming at each other. We need to start working together. We need to be friends. Shouldn't matter what color anybody is, what religion anybody is, what faith anybody is, what, human beings are human beings. Spiritual people are still human beings. Women who do what I do, and my ladies who have their gifts, we are still human beings. And so let's try to make 2025 a year of being humane, loving, and showing peace and love towards other human beings. All of us together, we can do this. If you want peace and harmony in the universe, you have to send that out there. Otherwise, it's useless. So let's follow what it says. So, your personal beliefs are your personal beliefs. Your freedom is the most important thing going for you, along with your personal beliefs. Go against the grain if you feel that's what you need to do. Unconventional. Be foolish. Unconventional. Have fun. Do what you need to do. Be generous to people. Love them. Share if you can. Even if they just need a hug. Be that. The generosity. Frailty. Be careful in what you do. Be careful with people that are around you. There are very frail people out there with very frail egos. Try not to bring them down. Try to build them up. Do what you're supposed to do. Help somebody else. And blind faith, that's taking a leap of faith, which is something that everybody needs to do. So, like I said, hopefully in the coming year, we will finally have peace. There will be peace throughout the world. There will be peace in the United States. We might even find out what really happened on Mount Baldy that day. I'm hoping somebody will come forward and, that actually knows what happened. Maybe Mr. Sands himself will come forward and say, I just needed a break. I wish peace to his family, to his friends, to the people who still love him. Because without the love and everything, we don't stand a chance. So, with that said, I hope everyone has a magical evening, a wonderful day tomorrow. Remember, kiss your children, hug your family. Be there for those who have nothing. Remember that Mr. Sands is doing well. I do appreciate the emails with what little information that, that you send me. It's wonderful to hear from them. So with that, I'm going to wish everybody, again, Happy Yule, Merry Christmas, and I'm not sure what the names for those, for this holiday would be for other ones, but I hope everyone in the world has a magical night tonight. If it's morning where you're at, be blessed, and we will talk soon. So, farewell, my friends. I will see you soon.